Intro music FADESIN and out. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the wildest what-if scenarios. Today, we're not just asking a question, we're inviting you to completely reimagine your entire sensory world. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the deepest blue of an ocean, the fiery red of a sunset, the vibrant green of a fresh spring leaf. Now, imagine if those colors weren't just seen. What if they were tasted? I'm not talking about eating a blue berry and tasting blue, or a red apple and tasting red. I mean, what if the very light wavelengths that paint our world, the colors themselves, delivered a flavor directly to your tongue, an intrinsic, undeniable taste that exploded in your mouth the moment you laid eyes on it? Think about it. Every single glance would become a bite. Every corner you turned, every person you looked at, every screen you scrolled through a complex, overwhelming symphony of flavors. Would the world become a delicious feast or an unbearable assault on your senses? This isn't just about food. It's about the very fabric of our perception, the way we interact with reality. If colors tasted, our world would be transformed in ways almost impossible to fathom. From the mundane to the magnificent, every visual experience would be layered with an entirely new dimension. Your eyes would no longer just be windows to the soul, but also gateways to an endless, dynamic buffet. Section 1. The initial shock and overload. Let's set the scene. One ordinary morning, humanity wakes up to this extraordinary change. The alarm clock glows a dull red, and suddenly your mouth is filled with a sharp, metallic tang, like rust and bitter cherry. You blink, confused, as the blue of your pajamas washes over you with a crisp, cool sensation, like biting into a fresh mint leaf, but with an underlying hint of saline. The first few minutes would be pure, unadulterated chaos. People stumbling out of bed, overwhelmed, gagging, or perhaps delighting in the sudden culinary explosion. Imagine opening your curtains. The sky, a vast expanse of light blue, hits you with a refreshing, almost effervescent taste like sparkling water infused with cucumber. But then, the vibrant green of the trees outside your window might be an unexpected burst of earthy chlorophyll, slightly bitter, yet strangely invigorating, like a freshly cut herb. The initial reaction would be sensory overload. Every glance outside would be a full-course meal, whether you wanted it or not. Traffic lights would become an intense experience. A sudden, powerful, perhaps even alarming, burst of something sharp and pungent for red, a warning taste that makes your jaw clench, a mellow, perhaps grassy taste for green, signaling go, and a surprising, zesty citrus for yellow, a fleeting moment of transition. Walking down a city street would be an overwhelming assault. Bright billboards would scream with artificial flavors, sickly sweet pinks, cloying purples, aggressive yellows. Every car, every building, every piece of clothing on a passerby would contribute to a constantly shifting, often discordant, flavor profile. Headaches wouldn't just be from noise, but from an indigestible visual diet. People would be retching in the streets, not from disgust, but from sheer sensory overload, their bodies struggling to process this unprecedented fusion of sight and taste. Section 2. The palette of daily life. Once the initial shock subsided, a new understanding of the world would slowly emerge. We'd begin to categorize and identify the tastes of specific colors. Red, for instance, might universally be associated with a sharp, intense, often fruity or spicy flavor, think chili, strawberry, or blood orange. This could explain why danger signs are red. The taste itself would be a warning. Blue, conversely, might evoke coolness, freshness, even a slight metallic tang like peppermint, ice, or the subtle flavor of sea salt. Green could be earthy, fresh, herbaceous, a mix of cut grass, basil, or a tart green apple. Yellow might be bright, acidic, sweet, or buttery lemon, honey, or creamy custard. And what about the absence of color? White could be a clean, pure, almost neutral taste, like distilled water or unsalted rice. Black, a deep, resonant bitterness, like dark chocolate, coffee, or even burnt toast. Gray, a bland, gritty mineral taste like unflavored oats or wet concrete. Consider the human element. Skin tones, a spectrum of browns, yellows, and pinks, would now have complex, subtle flavors. A blush of red on a cheek might taste like a fleeting hint of raspberry. Someone's eyes, a deep brown, could carry the rich flavor of roasted nuts, while bright blue eyes might have a crisp, almost icy taste. Personal interaction would become intensely intimate and potentially overwhelming. Eye contact, already a powerful social gesture, would now involve a direct, unfiltered taste experience. Imagine looking at your loved one, not just seeing their beauty, but tasting the subtle nuances of their living, breathing form. It's both beautiful and profoundly unsettling. Clothing choices would become a deliberate expression of one's desired flavor profile, not just for oneself, but for those who perceive them. Wearing a bold red outfit might be an aggressive flavor statement, while soft pastels could offer a gentle, calming taste. Section 3. The impact on INDUSTRIES and society. This new reality would completely revolutionize industries. The food industry, ironically, would face the biggest paradigm shift. Chefs would become more than just culinary artists, they'd be color alchemists. Plating would take on an entirely new meaning. Imagine a dish where the vibrant orange of a carrot puree isn't just for visual appeal, but perfectly complements the underlying taste of sweet potato. Artificial food dyes would be meticulously reevaluated. That bright blue sports drink. Its taste might be an unbearable, synthetic, chemical blast, making natural dyes, like those from spirulina or butterfly pea flower, highly prized for their organic, nuanced flavors. Restaurants might offer flavor-neutral dining rooms with muted, earthy tones, allowing the food's natural colors to shine without visual interference. Or sensory adventure rooms with walls painted in vibrant, clashing hues, providing a wild, unpredictable flavor journey alongside your meal. Art, too, would be transformed. Museums would become tasting galleries. A vibrant abstract painting by Jackson Pollock would be an explosion of chaotic, splattered flavors, sharp, sweet, bitter, sour all at once. A serene landscape by Monet, a gentle, harmonious symphony of earthy greens, watery blues, and subtle floral notes. Artists wouldn't just be painting for the eyes, they'd be composing for the palate. Art critics would analyze not just the visual composition, but the flavor balance and olfactory narrative of a piece. Interior design would shift drastically. Walls wouldn't just be painted to evoke a mood, but to create a specific atmospheric taste. A bright yellow kitchen might always have a subtle, zesty freshness, while a deep blue bedroom could offer a calming, cool flavor, conducive to sleep. Architects would design buildings not only for aesthetics and function, but for their inherent taste profile as viewed from the outside. Imagine a shimmering glass skyscraper offering a pure, almost crystalline taste of cool air, contrasted with a brick building's earthy, mineral notes. Section 4. The dark side and adaptation, but not everything would be delicious. The dark side of tasting colors would quickly become apparent. Visual pollution would become flavor pollution. Think of the neon signs of Times Square, no longer just visually overwhelming, but a cacophony of sickeningly sweet, artificial flavors that assault your mouth. Graffiti on a concrete wall wouldn't just be an eyesore. Its stark, clashing colors could be an intensely bitter, metallic, and utterly unpalatable experience. Walking through a landfill, already an olfactory nightmare, would now become a gustatory horror show. The decaying, discolored waste offering a putrid, sickening blend of tastes. Poverty and urban decay would not only be seen, but tasted as bland, gritty grays and muted, depressing browns, interspersed with the bitter, sharp tastes of rust and grime. Human society would adapt in fascinating ways. Fashion would become a complex language of flavor. Dressing in certain colors would not just convey a message, but a direct taste experience to those around you. Perhaps new social etiquette would emerge, deeming certain color combinations rude or aggressive due to their clashing flavors. Taste-neutral glasses would likely become essential, filtering out the sensory input of color tastes, allowing people to experience the world visually without the overwhelming flavor dimension. These would be expensive, a luxury for some, a necessity for others. Over time, could humans even evolve? Perhaps some individuals would develop a form of selective color taste blindness. a way to mentally filter or dampen the flavor of certain colors they found unpleasant. Our understanding of synesthesia would deepen immensely, as all of humanity would now live with a form of it, prompting a new era of research into sensory perception and its profound effects on the brain. The concept of beauty would expand. A sunset wouldn't just be beautiful to behold, but a symphony of sweet, warm, and earthy tastes that wash over you in perfect harmony. And ugliness, similarly, would carry its own unpleasant flavor profile. The world would be a place of perpetual sensory revolution. Every moment, every glance, every memory would be infused with a taste, forever altering our relationship with our environment and each other. We would learn to navigate a world where the visual and the gustatory are intrinsically linked, where a vibrant yellow dress tastes of sunshine and lemons, and a stormy gray sky carries the metallic tang of impending rain. It would be a relentless, beautiful, and often overwhelming existence. Imagine, then, living in a world where the very light that illuminates our existence delivers an endless, dynamic feast to our tongues. How would you ever truly savor a quiet moment again? Or conversely, could you ever truly be alone with your thoughts, when every flicker of light is a flavor on your tongue, constantly reminding you that you are inextricably tasting the world?